हेलो फ्रेंड्स, हाय, माय नेम इज रोथर रोथर जेलिस इज माय नेम। तो अगेन हम यहाँ पर हैं साउथ कजाकिस्तान, राइट। इसमें हम अलग अलग स्टूडेंट से कल रूबरू हुए थे, जिसमें हमने बहुत सारी चीजें जानी थी। अगेन नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू कवर दिस इंटरव्यू इन इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज बिकॉज लॉट्स ऑफ पीपल दे आर कमिंग फ्रॉम साउथ, right, Karnataka, Tamil, so they are unable to understand Hindi properly. That's the reason I am here to take interview in English. So you have to give an answer in English, right?
Yes, sir.
So those people who are coming from south, they can understand very well.
Okay.
Okay. So overall, your experience. Again, I will ask you about your experience.
Okay.
Because you have You are in first year or second
Second year.
You are also in first year.
No, I'm in second year.
You are in second year. So till now, what's your overall experience in South Kazakhstan University?
So the moment we came here, we were, a little bit scared because obviously it's a new country. There's going to be new people, new languages. But in here, I do not think there is any sort of difficulty that a child needs to go through. So first of all, as far as language is concerned, in the beginning, there can be complications about the language, but as you go through your studies further and further and you interact with more and more people, you know your way through it. So language is not a problem. As far as the people are concerned, they are amazing, supportive, and they love Indians.
First of all, if you have to choose any country like Georgia, Philippines, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, there are so many countries to choose MBBS as a course. But I choose Kazakhstan because the country's relation with India is good, and the weather conditions are almost like in India. What I feel the difference is only the exposure to clinical is somewhat a difference between Indian clinicals and foreign medical clinicals. Everything is same. The teaching and the staff are good with us.
Okay, so mostly the parents' concern is safety. So
Yeah.
what do you think about the safety? Because you are coming so far from India.
So in here, safety for boys and girls both is at a very priority. As far as girls are concerned, in here the ratio of girls and boys is like 2:1. That means girls are more here, so we are safer here. In fact, we feel more safer here than we were in India. At the night when it's dark, we can walk freely without being scared if someone is gonna come at us or is gonna follow us or they're gonna pass comments or looks at us. So there are no such complications for girls. We can go alone to shop. We can even go alone to the college. Walking alone, there is no such problem as far as safety is concerned.
As a country, we can choose Kazakhstan because it is not some people are going to fear because of that Ukraine and Russian conflicts. But here it is normal, and there are some Indian faculties with
Just because of war is not going on here, that's the reason you came here.
not for that reason.
Then what's the why we have to
It's the
choose
priority,
that?
right? If you
There are more Indian
It's also
faculties
matter
here and
when war and come
Faculties.
because some abroad they're thinking Russia and the Ukraine war in family many family they're thinking like that only. There's war and something is going wrong. How can we send our daughter or son children to there? They will think like that. It's not a matter. It's
Does
just
your
a matter.
parents are concerned, when you were coming here, so they were concerned.
Yeah,
So
they
what was their, question when you were coming here, and what they were thinking when you were before to come here?
Every parent thinks of their child safety first of all.
So let's talk about safety then.
yeah,
Is it safe?
this
of
country.
course.
According to Kazakhstan, is one of the
This-
safe country. This is
From a parent's perspective, I feel like safety is a very big issue. It's a very big deal for any parent to send their kid away from their family that to a different country. This is like Kazakhstan is almost like a different continent from India. It almost comes in Europe, right? So it's like the distance is quite huge. So it is a big deal for parent, but there is like a big assurity that I as a student would like to give to any parent watching this, that this country is actually very safe for any girl child.
Let's talk about the academic, your study, right? Whatever you guys are facing, because it's your first year or second year?
First year.
First
All of
year.
us first year.
So in first year you're living in hostel, right? And you're taking food in mess or
Yeah,
from
mess.
Mess.
So is Indian teacher are teaching you?
Yes.
No,
Starting
like
6
still
months
now
until
it's being
like
6 months. Like all non-medical subjects are going on. So all like
Which subject you have in first year?
like for 6 months in first sem we have only like Kazakh language, history of Kazakh, and law and economics of this Kazakhstan,
And they
molecular
include
biochemistry, like that
biochemistry also
subjects.
we
So
study.
that's the reason no Indian teacher are teaching you.
First of all, we have to read the state language here, Kazakhstan of state language.
Yeah, Kazakh language.
We
we
need
have
to give
study.
internship now. Yeah, in this
That's
country.
right.
So
And to communicate
without
with
knowing the
local and
language, how can we give internship? So they are teaching for 6 months this country language, and then from the second sem they are going to teach the medical subjects.
Why Kazakhstan?
For me, when I came here, so the first priority for me was because it was like a 5-year degree for me, but now that's not applicable anymore. But actually, when you talk about other countries, the study pattern is almost same, I guess. But the people who over here is, I feel like, because the land-wise, which as we say, the country is very vast. It's very huge as land, but the population is very little as compared to the land. So there's like less populated. So you get like good enough interaction with the people, you get to learn the language, you get to meet different sorts of people who are actually kind and good to you. They won't be like rude, they won't come and push you away or be like rude. If you ask something, they can help you.
Okay, what do you think?
The country itself is like really safe. It's safe for girls, it's safe for boys too. Like, not that it just has to be safe for girls, but for boys too, it's like really safe. And talking about my experience, I've just been here for like 6 to 7 months and it's great. I've never faced a problem. Discrimination, it's negligible. They won't discriminate with you. Like, it isn't like you are Indian, we are Kazakh people, so we are on high priority. They are very warm, welcoming people. It's just the thing that if you don't poke them, they won't poke you back. That's the only thing, and safety is top notch.
What about the practical exposure? Are you getting any kind of exposure or any kind of practical, or maybe just first year you have, that's the reason you didn't get any practical?
So yeah.
So did you ever talk with your senior and what they said about the practical exposure and about the faculty, how they are teaching, they are easily understandable or not? What they said to you guys?
Sir, the practical exposures, when we talk with them when we talk to the seniors, they told about the practical exposures. The practical exposures are good, but not as much as good as compared to India.
Definitely. Right.
Okay, sir.
What do you think? Yes.
Starting 6 months, they are going to teach non-clinical subjects. So we have to conversation with the localites. We have to get to know our environment surrounding. After that, everything happens. The Indian teachers are going to teach some clinical subject, anatomy, everything. And in about after second to third years, you will get practical classes.
Okay. What about the practical exposure? Are you getting any kind of exposure or any kind of practical, or maybe just first year you have, that's the reason you didn't get any practical?
So yeah.
So did you ever talk with your senior and what they said about the practical exposure and about the faculty, how they are teaching, they are easily understandable or not? What they said to you guys?
Sir, the practical exposures, when we talk with them when we talk to the seniors, they told about the practical exposures. The practical exposures are good, but not as much as good as compared to India.
Definitely. Right.
Okay, sir.
What do you think? Yes.
Starting 6 months, they are going to teach non-clinical subjects. So we have to conversation with the localites. We have to get to know our environment surrounding. After that, everything happens. The Indian teachers are going to teach some clinical subject, anatomy, everything. And in about after second to third years, you will get practical classes.
Okay.
Basically, in first year, I've just completed my first semester. So we have this
You're in first
subject. Yeah, I'm in the first year. First semester is done. So we have this subject called as Intro to Profession. So Intro to Profession, just it's a subject where you get more of a clinical exposure, like where you understand what the patients are, how you can treat the patient. For example, how empathy you need to show towards the patient. You need to be to the point with the patients. You just cannot go
So
weak.
let me know what practical you did
Okay.
last time, right?
Okay.
And what's your experience? on
Okay, so last month we had our clinical practices in the Phosphorus Hospital. So there's this hospital where we go for our Into Profession classes, and also we perform our clinical practices over
With
there.
the supervision of
Yeah, with the supervision of the appointed teacher.
Okay, what did you learn from there?
So basically they'll divide your entire batch like for example I'm in the 1A group. So 1A and 1B will go together. They'll divide you into a group of 3 and they'll appoint you in a different department. So for example I got nephrology. So nephrology is a kidney related area. So we got to know more about the diseases. They'll even teach you the basics, like for example like checking the temperature of the patient, interacting with the patient, trying to talk with the patient. So for example we are Indians and the patients here are Kazakh people and the Russian people. So they'll tell you how you could possibly translate and possibly talk and understand what the people are going through. We even got to know how to check BP. These are like minute things.
Can you spell your subject name, which you are studying in first year?
Okay, so so basically our whole academic in the first year is divided into 2 sections, right? The first semester and the second semester. For the first semester, we have I had personally history of Kazakh, law economics, language, Kazakh language, Into Profession, and foreign language. So and we do have physical
now you are in second
education.
Sem,
Okay.
not in first semester.
Yeah.
So in second semester, what's your subject?
Okay, so for second semester I have anatomy, physiology, histology, molecular biology, chemistry, and also Kazakh language.
कैसा लगा रिश्ता आपको? हैं? लाखों में एक है, ऐसा रिश्ता ढूंढने से भी नहीं मिलेगा।
एकदम सही कहा पंडित जी, हमें रिश्ता मंजूर है।
अरे बेटा मुंह क्या देख रहा है? पैर छू लो गुप्ता जी के, ससुर है तुम्हारे, लपक लो।
कहीं आपके साथ तो ये नहीं? Before to take admission in any college, get reality of it. Student खबरी, हर college की खबर।
So it is similar, whatever we, your classmate which, taught by Indian faculties there, the same subject.
Yeah, actually when we talk about MBBS, the subjects are quite literally the same. We have the same 19 subject as we get in India. For example,
19.
Yeah, total 5 years we have to study 19 subjects.
So all 19 subjects
We get over here, right? Additional a few more subjects,
Few more,
language and like other
History.
Kazakh language.
Kazakh language,
The
foreign
intro to
language, that is English language.
Yeah.
And history and
History,
law
economics,
economics.
So do you have any bad kind of experience which you feel here?
Bad. Of course, while we starting when we come here now, that time the weather and this mess food, everything will be like we can't adjust for this suddenly. But later on, we are not feeling bad. It's good for us. Environment also, we adjust for this.
What about the pupil, Kazakh or Russian pupil? Does they misbehave you and any kind of experience?
No.
Everyone will be busy with their works, and any maximum there will not be interaction with Indians. And they will
So what would you say who's planning to come here, especially who's from basically belong from South India? What would you suggest them and what you would say?
Many South students are studying here, so no need to get fear or anything. You can study here.
Because our seniors are there with us.
Is there any
Guiding
language barrier issues or something?
No, if we know Hindi and English, well means we can aram se survive in this country and in this college.
Hindi and
English.
Okay, so in Hindi you can communicate with
Indian
Indian people,
yeah.
English, so you can also communicate with teachers as well as faculty.
and in classes they are going to teach in English.
So now let's talk about culture and other things. Okay, so what about the people, Kazakh people and Russian people, right? So are they rude or what exactly there?
So in here, basically the Kazakh people, they will treat you as celebrities. Once you walk down the street, so celebrities. Once you walk down the streets, They will click pictures with you if the girl is
With everyone and with you only.
Everyone, like everyone.
If the girl is in a kurta, they will go feral. They will
will.
click pictures. They will give their babies to you. Click picture with my baby. Click picture with my husband. They will sing songs for you in Hindi. They will call you Aishwarya Rai, Mithun,
Mithun da.
Shah Rukh Khan. They call you lots and lots of stuff.
Okay.
So the people here are very
Do
welcoming.
they watch Indian movie?
Yes, they do. And one of their favorite serials is Balika Vadhu. So everyone in
So you
Kazakhstan.
look like Balika Vadhu.
Whenever we walk around, people will come to us and say Anandi,
Anandi, yes, that's what they call us. Anandi, they call us Shiv, they call random
Tapasya.
Indian person. They will play I Am a Disco Dancer and Jimmy Jimmy when you're in the
DDLJ.
cab. Yes.
They love DDLJ. They're fascinate over Mithun Chakravarti.
Yes, they
They'll
are
go
so much.
in the
And Shah Rukh
buses.
Khan.
They're like Mithun Chakravarti. They won't call us Indian. They're like Mithun Chakravarti.
What about the weather conditions which you face?
Weather,
Because
like
we have
Shymkent, compared to other parts of Kazakhstan, Shymkent is very like good in weather conditions. Like in winter, it will be like not more than -20. Like like compared to Astana, it's like -27, 30 like that. So
Almaty
it's
and
I
okay.
heard in last year it was close more
And
than
then
50.
yeah,
-50.
and we are from south where the weather is like somewhat 30 yeah hot. So we are adjusted to very hot weather, and Shymkent compared to any other part, it's like
Similar
rather
like
hot
Indian.
Indian conditions,
And here
South
we
Indian
can
conditions.
easily separate the seasons like autumn, spring, everything.
So, because it is a Muslim country, so a point of view, because parents are so much concerned because they are sending their child in a Muslim country. So, is it anything which is, Hindu, Muslim, or, Sikh, Christian, or something like that?
No, there is no sort of like a propaganda of religion here. Everyone practices their own religion. As far as Hindu parents are concerned, it's a Muslim country, I get it, but there is no sort of complication of sending a child in here. There is no barrier of religion or discrimination in here. Everyone will respect each and every person's religion. Everyone can practice their religion, and nobody is going to force their religion upon you. So there is no sort of Hindu, Muslim, or any other sort of religion propaganda in here. No, not at all.
So, what do you think?
There hasn't been long since the Kazakhstan, it actually got separated from the Soviet Union.
Yes.
So the people actually
Culture is Russian.
exactly they follow the Russian culture more than the Islamic culture. They are more driven by the Russian culture than the Islamic culture. For example, now it's Ramadan is going on, right? We don't see any people going on with the hijab or whatever they put.
Burqa and
Yeah.
right.
And it's
Do
like
you have any, Kazakh or Russian film?
yeah, a few I do have actually.
Few
Yeah.
you have. Let's talk about the consultant experience, because when we plan to come here, so definitely we have to come with someone, right? Because directly we can't apply. So did you apply directly or with someone?
First we communicated with our agent and then we came here.
Okay. So the same experience with everyone?
Yeah, same.
So any bad experience, because lots of students did the complaint, our consultant took the money and they didn't submit it in a college or
No, sir,
in
our
no
consultant like
experience till now?
No.
Okay. So you searched very well and then find it. Any another issues which you would like to share? No issues. And because of camera, you don't want to say.
Not like that.
In classes, they will going to concentrate on each and every person. In this hostel, there are for first year there are maybe 400 people, but in only classes they are going to separate us batch wise.
How many, in first year, how many students are from Karnataka or Tamil Nadu?
Karnataka.
There are
South,
like
we have
7
around
members.
7 members
150
from
from
our
South.
Karnataka, first PU.
How many girls are there?
Girls are compared to boys, more girls are there.
So in 150, how
And
many?
from Kerala also we will get around 50 place from Kerala, 30 place from Tamil, and from Karnataka and Andhra we are get 10 like that. We are compared to more are there from south.
Same.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Okay. Okay. So let's talk about the weather and atmosphere which we feel here, because at the time of winter so much cold is here. At the time of You can say that summer.
Yes, it's
So,
very hot in here.
okay, so
I'm very
what's your
cold.
experience?
So in the winters, one time it was minus 24 degrees Celsius, and we had our classes at 8 a.m. So we had to go, and it was snowing, and we were in like jackets and gloves and caps and everything. So when we told it to our parents, they were very concerned. Oh my God, it's so cold. But because when you start to live here, you get acclimatized here. So we did not feel that cold because we were used to it.
So maybe because in everywhere you will find room heater or something
Yes.
like
Yes,
that.
yes, yes.
That's
Yeah,
the reason,
true.
right?
Like we are in our hostels, we see heaters everywhere. We get out, it takes like 10-minute walking distance to our college. We just have to be in the cold for like 10 minutes, then we reach our college, and over there it's also heaters. We wear like a lot of
So
jackets,
during the
right?
time of winter, any type of so maybe the suffocation or maybe some different type of experience did you feel?
Us personally would not feel, but if a person already has a clinical history of any sort of anomaly when it is related to the cold
Like
weather,
asthma.
then they can feel shortness of breath. Someone can feel, someone can faint because they have a history of it. But we did not feel any sort, and even if you do, there is always going to be help available.
Okay, suppose I'm not attending the classes and all. So is there any pressure? Is there any compulsion to attend the class regularly or?
Not pressure but compulsion. There's a difference, right? So they won't pressurize you to attend classes, but in here there's a system that you will have to have the least amount of absences to maintain a good GPA.
Okay,
If you
I
want a
don't-
good GPA, you should not miss classes.
If I don't attend the regular classes,
Gonna
then
get
You'll get a
recycled.
recycle.
You will get recycled.
3
So
absence
you
and
will
you
have
get a
to
recycle.
study the entire subject again.
Again, you have to pay for it.
You will have to pay for it.
okay. So overall in 12 months, how many you can say that the month you have to attend the class? How many days you have to attend the class?
So one semester is of 15 weeks, and there is like during the 7th week you have first midterm, and during the 14th week you have the second midterm, right? So before the first midterm, that is the 7th week, in every subject you can take 3 absences, right? And after the first midterm you can have 3 absences. That means in total you can only have 6 absences in one single subject. Not more than that. If you have more absences, then you will probably get recycled.
Okay, so lots of students come here for abroad education, especially for MBBS education. So some people will join Bangladesh, some people will join Nepal. Maybe your friend would
Yes,
be
yes,
from
yes.
somewhere.
Yes.
Is it?
One of my friend is studying from China. She's she's studying from China. She has her admissions done, but the thing with China is that past 6 months she's doing it online.
Okay.
So there's a huge difference between studying MBBS online and doing it
Is there
offline.
any friends who's doing MBBS from any other country?
One of my friends was in Ukraine, but because of the war now he's in Kyrgyzstan. One is in China, and the other one just recently moved to Georgia.
So what's the difference between both of countries, right? Is maybe suppose if they are comparing Kyrgyzstan to Kazakhstan, so which one is cheap and which one is more comfortable as a Indian student?
On the cheaper side, I would say Kazakhstan is cheaper, and the quality of education is better because I interact with them, right? So they say that sometimes the teachers can slack off, or maybe we're not studying that much, but in here you have to study. You have to study. So the quality of education, I feel like in Kazakhstan is better. Also, the ranking of the South Kazakhstan Medical Academy is pretty much higher than the rankings in Kyrgyzstan.
Okay, so where do you see this kind of ranking, right? So you are saying that South Kazakhstan is much higher than any other.
So on the World Health Organization, when you go through that website, right, you can get a list of all the WHO approved universities. On there, you can check every single rank of any sort of university you want to check. If it is WHO approved, they will show you the rankings.
Okay, so when you were planning to come here, so first thing which you did, right, about colleges, about country, what did you search and what you did?
Actually, I wanted to get a college in India. So I looked for deemed colleges and everything, but the cost was pretty high. So I didn't want to like spend half of my parents' money on just my studies, that was just getting one degree, right? I want to study more. So it's better to stick to a college that provides you the same degree with the same education, but at a lower cost. So I looked for...
But I don't think so that the cost only would be the reason for you to join this.
Yeah. So the reason for me to come here was actually have been acquainted over here because my father, he actually do have friends whose kids are studying over here. So
What's your father do?
He's in BSF. BSF.
Okay.
Border Security Force. So one of his batchmate, his son is studying over here. He's 1 year senior than me. So my father actually is good friends with the uncle. So they talked and he was like, this country is good and everything. And he decided, we also like did some research on the internet and like as she said,
So
WHO
it means
ranking.
you search a lot and then find the better one.
Yes.
Right? What do you think? The same question with you.
We talked with the consultant and they gave us an entire brochure of this university. So first of all, we went through the brochure, then you search for a lot of different articles on the internet, even the articles from this particular university, like South Kazakhstan Medical Academy, it has a website, right? And you go through it, you see what the student curriculum is, what sort of educational programs they provide, what sort of...
So how you would verify this thing? Because, I just took a lots of student interview and they were saying that lots of consultants, they just whatever they say, we didn't get that kind of things. Right, lots of consultants took money from them and they didn't submit it to the colleges. So sometimes a consultant also can be do the false claim or something, because it can't be everywhere. Every consultant is good or something.
It depends on the consultant, honestly.
So what we can do as a student, what we can do?
You need to research a lot. Also, you need to talk with people already studying in the university. Before coming here, I talked to a lot of seniors. I asked a lot of questions. It can be frustrating, but for you, you need to do that. I asked a lot of questions. I talked to a lot of teachers here who were already studying teaching the students here. I even talked to Amit sir and everyone.
That's great. Then could I give you your number to those who are planning to come?
Few of my juniors are coming here the
mine
next
too,
year.
actually.
Mine too.
Okay, so then if I will give, in the description, I will put all these 3 girls' number, right? So if you're planning to come here, so you can ask them
Fire
or
away.
you can contact them directly.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll provide you with good information.
Yes.
Relative information.
Yeah.
2-1.
So, because
Sir-
you're a Muslim.
Sir, as our friends told that our classes are going on, first of all we come to know about that languages going on. After they come before late, after they come 1 month late. That time I came before 1 month. What about my classes going on means in our class main subjects are going on like basics of histology, basics of anatomy, basics of chemistry at all. Enjoying the subjects, main subjects are going on. Now onwards I excited to know about the MBBS. Starting onwards I think that the language classes are going on. I think that why I came here and what about all this.
Okay, so, we are far away from our hometown. So, occasionally we can say that lots of festival we celebrate here, right? So you're Muslim also. So Ramzan is going on.
Ramzan is
so
going
are you
on.
getting any kind of facilities here?
Yes, sir. In Ramzan, we have to go in for namaz going there. Iftar is going on. Nice facilities are there in Kazakhstan.
And what about your festival when you celebrate here? So do you really get that kind of atmosphere and something?
Maximum festivals are not there for India.
Okay, in India.
In
you
India
celebrate
we
in
have
India.
festivals, but
South Indian festivals will not celebrate. But if in our senior flat and all, they will celebrate by getting together all South Indian.
We will go to
people.
like
Okay,
some
so
sweets
who's
and
planning to come here? You would like to say to them, especially from South, if they are planning to come Kazakhstan.
we wholeheartedly will go to welcome them, sir. As we have seen our seniors, they take care of us, and in each and every problem they are giving some guidelines to face everything. Like that only we will want to give them same things.
Okay. Any another issues or any another things which you would like to share with us?
There's one thing that I want to share. In here, there are a few educational competitions, Olympiads, and programs. So teachers will select the student on the basis of their caliber. For example, me, last week I was selected in a competition, right? And I had to participate in this entire drill in which we had to perform CPR on a patient, and we had to like bring them back to life. And in that, we competed with amounts of hospital practitioners, even interns, fifth year students, doctors who were already practicing on patients, right? And I'm only in second year, so it was a very big exertion experience. The exposure was amazing, getting to talk to different kinds of doctors who are practicing here, getting to see how they actually perform practices on the patients, and getting to be a part of it too, and deserving recognition. And it also helps you a lot in your student portfolio as well.
So there are a lot of activities that the university takes. So basically in between there was this mini MBA kind of a situation that was going on. They kind of had this professors come from Cambridge teach us here, and they held a lot of activities. And trust me, if you guys come here, it's gonna be a great experience. You're gonna get exposure. Potentially what you don't get in India, you might get as well here.
Okay, so you told lots of things,
Yes.
but again, why should I believe you? First thing, and one more thing, one question arising in my mind, because you studied here,
Yes.
no issues with that. Everything is fantastic, but again, you have to create the FMG exam or
Yes,
maybe
sir.
the next
Yes, sir.
one.
Yes.
So
Next exam.
what's for that, any facilities or any kind of things you are getting, any support, any facilities from college side, from faculty side, which you are getting, which would be the beneficial for you in future?
So our college actually has a tie-up with DAMS Delhi, which is like a coaching. So they provide us with subject classes in here for especially us to crack the next exam. So they provide us coaching alongside the college as well. A few weeks ago we had our ophthalmology classes too, and it was like a very good experience.
What did you learn there in ophthalmology?
Me personally, I could not attend because I was in the competition, right? So I did not attend the class, but I had the lectures on my phone, right? And there were a few lecturers from very many kinds of universities, right? And they even talked about the clinical manifestations of what sort of ophthalmology
Okay, so
anomalies happen
let me know
in
what
India as well.
subject or what in last time you teach by the teachers, taught by the teachers. What subject taught by the teacher last time?
The DEMS Delhi coaching.
No, in here.
In here?
Today or tomorrow
Oh,
or day before
yeah.
tomorrow.
So I had my radiology class today, and we examined very many kinds of X-rays regarding the respiratory organs of the body, and we learned.
So what did you, again my same question is that, what did you learn from it?
We learned what sort of diseases a person basically goes through. We also learned how to diagnose it, because diagnosis is the first step to treating a disease, right? So first of all, they taught us how to diagnose, how to read an X-ray, how to take an X-ray, how to even let the patient know what they are going through, and also how to treat it.
Okay.
So today I had my histology class and anatomy class.
Okay, so let me know
So
what
in histology, it was my first day, like first lecture. We got to see our slides, human uterus, kidney. We got to first time we had this experience of viewing it under a microscope. The professor taught us about varieties of cells and everything that it had. We got so basically the academic here is divided, right? So basically you have SIWT class, that is a presentation class where each students individually get a topic and you have to present it to the rest of the students.
Any kind of homework or something?
Oh, we do. The SIW is a big homework. Like you get topics, you have to thoroughly go through it. You have to make presentation. You have to prepare. It's literally like explaining as a lecturer to the class. And if in case we go wrong somewhere, the professor might correct you. And the practical class is where the teacher asks you question. It's a very interactive class. The practical is like you ask questions, you get them answered. The teacher teaches you back. And then there are lecture classes which are like normal lectures that are held in India too and here too.
Okay, so last time which class you were in?
I had histology class today. So today's topic for the topic for today's class was about stomach and small intestine. So I
Because your
basically
parents is also watching, so that's
Yeah.
really, understand this thing here. Are you guys studying or not? Yeah.
yeah. So we saw the slides actually, the slide of the cross section of the stomach, how it look like, how the layers are arranged, how the villi, everything are present over there. So ma'am, our teacher, she gave the slide and she asked us to fix the slide on the microscope on yourself, and you have to focus it and everything, and you have to do it yourself, and then you have to explain.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Dhanyawad.
Fill the profile analysis form given below.